Hi boys and girls, and welcome to Explore and Create with Nicola and Bertie. My name's Nicola and this is Bertie. Are we going to say hello, Bertie? Hi boys and girls, shall we start off with singing our hello song? This is what we do when we have song time and when we have story time. So we always hold up our hand and say hello to our friends. Ready? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? How are you today? How's everybody today? Is everybody good? Well, here in Durham, boys and girls, it's very windy outside again. Is it windy where you are? Oh, you'll have to let us know, won't they, Bertie? Because me and Bertie were flying our kites yesterday and they were going so high. And some of our friends, Amelia and Jack, they were all flying their kites too, weren't they? They had so much fun. The story we're going to read this morning is called Tyrannosaurus Drip by Julia Donaldson and David Roberts. And on the front of the page, boys and girls, can you see those two big T-Rex? Dinosaurs. Let's open up and see what we can see. In a swamp beside a river, where the land was thick with vegetables, lived a herd of duck-billed dinosaurs who roamed the water's edge. And they hooted, "Up with river!" and they hooted, "Up with reeds!" and they hooted, "Up with bellyfuls of juicy water weeds." Oh, I think those dinosaurs like to eat greens. They like to eat the grass and the trees and the leaves and the weeds. Now across the rushy river, on a hill right on the other side, lived a mean Tyrannosaurus with his grim and grisly bride. And he shouted, "Up with hunting!" and he shouted, "Up with war!" and he shouted, "Up with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur." But the two Tyrannosauruses, so grisly, mean and grim, couldn't catch the duck-billed dinosaurs because they couldn't swim. And they muttered, "Down with water!" and they muttered, "Down with wet!" and they muttered, "What a shame that bridges aren't invented yet." Wow, if there was a bridge, boys and girls, they would be able to go over that water and get the duck-billed dinosaurs and eat them for their lunch. Oh, look, I can see pterodactyls flying over there and a great big volcano erupting. Now a little compethansus, but for short we'll call her Comp, found a duckbill egg and stole it from the nest beside the swamp. She swam with it and ran with it and murmured, "Clever me." And won't the baby Comps be thrilled with duckbill egg for tea? She dropped the egg in terror and went running for her life from the mean Tyrannosaurus and his grim and grisly wife. And the duckbill egg went rolling, and at last it came to rest in an all likely unlikely places, the Tyrannosaurus nest. Oh no, boys and girls, it's landed in the Tyrannosaurus nest. Now the mother T had great big jaws and great enormous legs, but her brain was very little and she couldn't count her eggs. And she sang, "Hatch out my terrors with your scaly little tails and your spiky little toothies, and your scary little nails. She doesn't know that other egg's there, does she? Out hatch babies 1 and 2 as perfect as could be. But Mother T was horrified at baby number 3, and she grumbled, "He looks weedy," and she grumbled, "He looks weak," and she grumbled, "What long arms, and he has a mouth as a beak." "He just needs feeding up," says Dad. He gave the babe some meat. The first 2 gulped and guzzled, but the third refused to eat and said, "I'm really sorry." And he said, "I simply can't." And he said, "This meat looks horrible. I'd rather eat a plant." Oh dear. "A plant?" yelled Mum in horror. And Dad said, "Get a grip." His sisters found a name for him, Tyrannosaurus Drip. And they shouted, "Up with hunting," and they shouted, "Up with war," and they shouted, "Up with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur." Poor Tyrannosaurus Drip tried hard to sing along, but the others yelled, "You silly Drip, you've got the words all wrong." For he hooted, "Down with hunting," and he hooted, "Down with war," and he hooted, "Down with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur." He doesn't want to be eaten, boys and girls, does he? Oh, look, they're getting bigger now. Drip's sisters soon grew big enough to hunt with Mum and Dad, but they turned on Drip and told him, "You're not fierce enough to come." And he cried, "They've gone without me." And he cried, "Alakaday." And he cried, "It doesn't feel like home. I need to run away." Oh, poor Tyrannosaurus Drip wants to run away. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? He must be feeling very, very sad. So he ran off to the river, where he saw a lovely sight. A herd of duck-billed dinosaurs hooting with delight. And he hooted up the rivers, and he hooted up the reeds, and he hooted up with bellyfuls of juicy, juicy weeds. As he stood there in the bank, a sudden urge took hold of him, and he jumped into the water and discovered he could swim. Can you swim, boys and girls? Nicola can swim. Bertie's not sure, but he's given it a good go, aren't you, Bertie? You're learning to swim, aren't you? And the duckbills came to treat him by the rushy river's edge, and they hooted, "Nice to see you!" And they hooted, "Have some veg." There they are, giving him lots of lovely weeds and veg and seaweed and lots of things from the riverbank. And Drip, who was delighted that they hadn't run away, ate bellyfuls of water weeds, and he played with them all day. Then he gazed into the river and asked them, who is that creature in the water?" And they laughed and said, "Silly, it's you." It was his reflection, wasn't it, boys and girls? His reflection he could see in the water. That night the lightning crackled and the storm blew down a tree. It fell across the river and the T-Rex shouted, "Hooray!" And they shouted, "Up with hunting!" And they shouted, "Up with war!" And they shouted, "Up with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur." Oh no! Are they going to cross the river to get to the duck-billed dinosaurs and eat them up? What are they going to do, boys and girls? Drip's sister stepped onto the bridge, but then began to frown. For there in front of them stood Drip, who yelled, "Look out! Look down!" And they looked into the water, and they saw what they saw. He let out a great big yelp and cried, "Water monsters!" And the other one cried, "Help!" Well, they're a bit scared of their reflection. They don't know it's them, do they? Their mother scolded, "Nonsense!" and she joined them on the tree. Then she looked into the water and exclaimed, "Goodness gracious me!" The three of them stood trembling, and Dad said, "Get a grip. You're all of you as drippy as Tyrannosaurus Drip." He strode onto the bridge and scoffed, "I bet there's nothing there." Then he looked into the water and jumped up in the air. And how the duckbills hooted and as they landed with a crash, and the tree bridge broke in four, and Tyrannosaurus went splash, splash into the river. Oh no! And spluttering and clinging onto the branches of the tree, they went whooshing down the waterfall all the way to sea. Look, they're trying their hardest to cling on to this tree because they can't swim, boys and girls, can they? And the duckbills hooted happily. They hooted, "Hip, hip, hooray! Hooray, the heroic one and only Duckbill Drip." Oh, there's Duckbill Drip there. They've changed his name from Tyrannosaurus Drip to Duckbill Drip. Oh, he's one of the duckbill dinosaurs, isn't he, boys and girls? The Tyrannosaurus wasn't very kind in that story, was they? They weren't. So that was the story of the Tyrannosaurus Drip. You'll have to tell me in the comments below, what's your favourite dinosaur? And what was your favourite part of this story? I think my favourite part was when the baby duckbill dinosaur got reunited with his mummy and his daddy on the last page, and they called him Duckbill Drip. Oh, can you hear my cat? Willow, she's meowing lots and lots, boys and girls. Shall we sing a few songs before we go? And we'll do song time and story time together today. What shall we sing this morning? What shall we sing, Bertie? What do you think? Shall we sing Little Peter Rabbit? Yeah? Okay, then get your fluffy ears and we'll start singing. Little Peter Rabbit's got a fly upon his nose. Little Peter Rabbit's got a fly upon his nose. Little Peter Rabbit's got a fly upon his nose, and he flipped it and he flopped it and the fly flew away. Floppy tails and curly whiskers, fluffy tails and curly whiskers, fluffy tails and curly whiskers. So he flipped it and he flopped it and the fly flew away. Wow, boys and girls, well done. You've got super singing voices. Well, yesterday when I was in the garden, I saw a little caterpillar munching on all the leaves. So if you put your hand out and make a leaf and use your finger as a caterpillar, we could sing our caterpillar song. If you don't know the words, try and join in and we'll sing it again another day. You can practice at home. There's a tiny caterpillar on a leaf. Wiggle, wiggle, there's a tiny caterpillar on a leaf. Wiggle, wiggle, there's a tiny caterpillar. A tiny caterpillar, a tiny caterpillar on a leaf. Wiggle, wiggle. Now that caterpillar caterpillar's very hungry and he's going to eat the leaves around him, and he's going to open and close his hands going, munch, munch. He will eat the leaves around him till he's full, munch, munch. He will eat the leaves around him till he's full, munch, munch. He will eat the leaves around him, eat the leaves around him, eat the leaves around him till he's full, munch, munch. Now he's going to build his house. Does anyone know what the caterpillar's house is called? A cocoon! Well done, boys and girls. That's fantastic. So to build our cocoon, we're going to roll our arms like this. Well done. Fantastic rolling. A cocoon is what he's spinning for his home. Spin, spin. A cocoon is what he's spinning for his home. Spin, spin. A cocoon is what he's spinning. Cocoon is what he's spinning. Cocoon is what he's spinning for his home. Spin, spin. Now, the caterpillar stays inside the cocoon, his little house, for how many weeks? Does anybody know? Wow, well done, boys and girls. That's right, he stays inside for more than 2 weeks. And then he pushes himself out and he turns into a butterfly. So if we cross our thumbs together and flap our hands like this, we can make our own butterflies like this. Well done, they're fantastic butterflies. I can see all different coloured butterflies. What colour's yours? My butterfly today is purple and yellow. So we're going to flap away. He will be a butterfly and fly away. Flap, flap. He will be a butterfly and fly away. Flap, flap. He will be a butterfly. Be a butterfly. Be a butterfly and fly away. Flap, flap. Oh, well done, boys and girls. Give yourselves a big, big clap and thumbs up. Well, also, when I was out in my garden feeding all my beautiful flowers that are coming up, I saw a tiny, tiny little ladybird sitting in a tree. Yeah, he was sitting in a tree and he was red and he only had 2 spots, one on each of his wings. Oh, I would love to see pictures if you find ladybirds. So if you find a ladybird out on your walk, on your daily exercise, or if you go out in your garden and do some exercises with Nicola and Bertie, we would love to see whatever you find. Later on, we might make a wormery. That would be a good idea to do either today or tomorrow or through the week. So stay with us and you might find out when we do it. But the little ladybird, we'll have today 3 little ladybirds, I think. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 3. And they go wibble and wobble and tumble from the tree. So we've got 3 little ladybirds sitting in the tree, when all of a sudden one of them sneezed. Achoo! Said the ladybird. Oh dear me. They wibbled and they wobbled and they tumbled from the tree. Well done, boys and girls. How many have we got left now? 1, 2. That's right. 2 little ladybirds sitting in a tree, when all of a sudden one of them sneezed. Achoo! Said the ladybird. Oh dear me. She wibbled and she wobbled and she tumbled from the tree. Well done, boys and girls. Oops, we've dropped our book. We'll just leave it down there. We've got 1 left, haven't we? 1 little ladybird sitting in a tree, when all of a sudden that ladybird sneezed. Achoo! Said the ladybird. Oh dear me. She wibbled and she wobbled and she tumbled from the tree. How many's left now, boys and girls? There's no ladybirds left, is there? They've all fallen off the tree. But don't worry, they didn't hurt themselves because they opened their little wings for the first time and flew away out into the garden. Well done. Now we'll sing one more song. Well, we'll sing two more songs. We'll sing our goodbye song, but also I found a spider in my garden. So shall we sing Incy Wincy Spider? Right, if you clamber your fingers together like this and click them and clack them and click them and clack them. So we'll go. Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. Well done, boys and girls. Thumbs up, you've got beautiful singing voices today. Well, it's time for me and Bertie to say goodbye now. But we've really enjoyed you being here with us today, haven't we, Bertie? It's so nice to see everyone, because it's really hard in these difficult times, boys and girls, isn't it? You're doing so well. So well, aren't they, Bertie? Being good and listening to everyone and creating lots of different things and doing as you're told. Well done. So we'll hold our hands up and we'll say bye-bye to all our friends from around the world. Are we ready? Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day. Have a nice day today. Well done, everybody. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And Nicola and Bertie will see you very soon. Stay safe, boys and girls, and well done. Bye.